Good day and welcome. We are now going to be talking to Sophia Neves. She is the CEO, the big boss of Life Choices Academy. Just first up, can we just talk about you and your role at Life Choices? I mean, if somebody asks, who's Sophia, how would you answer that? And why is Sophia involved with Life Choices?
Wow. How much time do you have? So I started Life Choices 15 years ago. I was headhunted. My first experience in South Africa was in Soweto, that I think you'll relate. I was working 3 years in Soweto and it was an amazing experience. And like I said, somebody headhunted me to start a youth development organization in Cape Town. And that was what made me move here.
This organization deals with the ICT sector because that's what we are trying to do, giving a better future for young people in the ICT sector. Is it something that resonates with you?
So the organization has a lot of services, not just the employment leg of the organization. So I think unemployment, everyone can agree, is one of the biggest challenges that this country has. For many years, we work with young people in trying to support them to finish high school and to develop leadership skills and to become good citizens. But we realize that if at the end of their school time they cannot find a job, we cannot achieve that they live a life of dignity and they can really fulfill all their purpose and become good citizens.
Yeah, the need to get young people into jobs is a big one for our country. Nobody can argue against it. But this year, Sophia, has been very tough for everybody with COVID-19. We've had hard lockdowns where there was hardly any economic activity. I mean, when you look back today, how has it been for Life Choices?
So I think we were very lucky. We were very agile. So our program, what it does is that we take young people from low resource communities and we invite them to come for a 12-month program with us. 6 months they are in an academy, so they learn coding plus soft skills. In 6 months they go to industry and they get immersed and they practice, and with the hope that industry will absorb them and give them jobs. So with COVID, we needed to be very agile. We needed to move our academy to online, what was a challenge on its own because if people knows the living conditions of many young South Africans, they are detrimental to be able to learn from home. So even though we gave them laptops and data, there was space constraints, there was a lot of noise, there was the families expecting them to get involved in household duties and taking care of the younger siblings instead of being in front of a computer for the full day. So there was all that limitations, but I think with resilience, the young people was able to overcome them. And from an internship perspective, that was also a challenge because many companies could no longer host our students because everyone was working from home. So that forced us to start our own business. So in a crisis, there's always opportunities. So I'm sure that you are aware, South African companies, they outsource ICT services outside of the country on the value of almost 8 billion rands. So we started a business where we want to give services to South African companies so that they don't need to go just outside and get that work. But if they give work to our business, young people can get the life experience and the career experience that they require with us in-house, and that gives us some time in order that when industry outside recover, they can again start to host our students.
So it must have been very tough indeed, because also in our country, connectivity is an issue in terms of the bandwidth plus data costs. I mean, I understand we are one of the most expensive countries in the world when it comes to our data prices. Now, COVID-19 is still very much with us as we move forward beyond 2020. There will be valuable lessons, and very, very briefly at a high level, Sophia, what would those 3 key lessons, for example, be for Life Choices out of COVID-19?
in every crisis there is opportunities. You need to look for the opportunities. The second lesson is, if you really have the right partners, like for example MMF, they were agile enough to come to us and say, how do we support you through this crisis? So exactly what you are saying, data was an issue. So our partners came on board and say, we'll give you more money to pay data and to allow your students to have data and study from home.
Well, we wish you all the best. Hopefully, private business will take up that opportunity to use local skills instead of sourcing them out from overseas. Thank you very much, Sophia, for your time.
Thank you.